Warning: the content on this channel often covers topics that are considered eerie or scary and can be triggering to some individuals. Viewer discretion is advised.
Every Halloween, we hear tales that send shivers down our spines. From ghostly apparitions to cursed treats. It's a night where the line between fact and fiction blurs. Where do these legends come from? And is there any truth behind them? Tonight, on Darker Things, we'll dive deep into the creepiest Halloween legends to separate the facts from the fiction. The haunted house on the edge of town. Every community seems to have one. Legends of abandoned homes with dark histories have fueled Halloween folklore for generations. But are these places really haunted? Or is it just our imagination running wild on a dark October night? From abandoned asylums to forgotten mansions, people have reported hearing strange noises and seeing ghostly apparitions. Some houses, like the infamous Amityville house in New York, have been tied to real-life tragedies, amplifying their haunted reputations. But investigations by paranormal experts often turn up natural explanations for these occurrences. Faulty wiring, creaky floorboards, or simply the power of suggestion. The truth? Most haunted houses aren't haunted at all. But that won't stop us from believing. Black cats and Halloween. They go hand in hand. Many people still believe that crossing paths with a black cat on Halloween night will bring bad luck. But where did this superstition come from? The origin of this belief dates back to medieval Europe, when black cats were often associated with witches. People believed that witches could transform into black cats to spy on or curse their enemies. In truth, black cats are no more unlucky than any other feline. In fact, in some cultures, they're considered good luck. The only curse here might be how these poor creatures are often avoided or harmed due to the legend. The Headless Horseman gallops through the darkened streets of our minds each Halloween, searching for his missing head. Immortalized by Washington Irving's tale of Sleepy Hollow, the Horseman has become a Halloween staple. But is he purely fictional? Irving's story is rooted in older European myths of headless riders. In Ireland, for example, there's the Dullahan, a terrifying headless fairy who rides a black horse. But Irving gave this figure a uniquely American twist. While the Headless Horseman is fictional, his origins and folklore remind us of how old European superstitions have influenced American Halloween traditions. Carving pumpkins into jack-o'-lanterns is a beloved Halloween tradition, but the origins of the glowing face in the night are far darker than most realize. According to Irish legend, a man named Stingy Jack tricked the devil not once, but twice, leading to his curse of wandering the earth with only a carved turnip to light his way. Irish immigrants brought this tale with them to America, where turnips were replaced by pumpkins. The story of Stingy Jack may be myth, but it highlights how Halloween traditions have evolved over the centuries, blending folklore with fun. Imagine driving alone on a dark Halloween night when you see a figure standing by the road, thumb outstretched. You stop to pick them up, but by the time you reach your destination, they're gone. The legend of the ghostly hitchhiker is one of Halloween's eeriest stories. This tale exists in different forms across the world. In some versions, the hitchhiker warns the driver of impending danger. In others, the figure is a restless spirit doomed to hitchhike forever. Other stories still have them pick up the hitchhiker to drop them off at a residence, only to see them disappear. While there's no documented proof of ghostly hitchhikers, the story has persisted, perhaps because it plays on our fear of the unknown. What's lurking just outside our car windows? Well, parents have long warned children to be careful with their Halloween candy, fearing it might be tampered with by strangers, from razor blades and apples to poison treats. And this urgent legend, it caused widespread panic. But is there any truth to it? In 1974, the story of Ronald Clark O'Brien shocked the nation when he poisoned his own son's Halloween candy, intending to collect on life insurance. He's certainly no Father of the Year then. The single tragic event has fueled decades of paranoia. Despite this case, there's very little evidence the strangers tamper with Halloween candy on a wide scale. But the legend persists, a chilling reminder of how easily trust can be broken. Imagine opening your door on Halloween to find a strange child asking for candy. You give them some treats only to realize later that they weren't a trick-or-treater at all, but a ghost. Across different towns, people have reported encounters with these phantom trick-or-treaters, often described as pale, silent, and disappearing as mysteriously as they erupt. While there's no concrete evidence of ghostly trick-or-treaters, the legend plays on our fear of the unknown and the idea that Halloween is a time when the dead walk among the living. The story of the Candy Witch is a newer addition to Halloween lore. Similar to Bloody Mary, the legend says that if you disrespect Halloween, whether by refusing to hand out candy or breaking Halloween traditions, the Candy Witch will come for you. This story likely has its origins in older witch legends, blending modern fears with ancient superstitions. While the Candy Witch is a fictional creation, it's a reminder of how new legends can still emerge in our modern world, often blending old fears with current ones. Have you ever caught the perfect jack-o'-lantern, only to have it mysteriously disappear? The tale of the vanishing pumpkin tells of jack-o'-lanterns stolen by mischievous spirits, or pranksters, every Halloween. Or in the past, Halloween and the night before, sometimes called Mischief Night, were times of playful pranks. While the vanishing pumpkin story may just be a product of these antics, some claim it's the work of spirit. Most likely, vanishing pumpkins are the work of neighborhood kids. But on Halloween, who can say for sure? No Halloween would be complete without stories of witches, but the fear of witches has a long and dark history. From the Salem witch trials to European witch hunts, people have long believed that witches gather on Halloween night to perform dark rituals. During the witch hunts of the 16th and 17th century, people believed witches gathered on All Hallows' Eve to cast spells and commune with the devil. This fear of witches helped shape the Halloween as a night of dark magic. Though witches and Halloween go hand in hand, the real-life witch hunts were more about fear and hysteria than actual witchcraft. Still, the legend of Halloween Witch lives on, a shadow of our past fears. We've explored some of Halloween's creepiest legends, but have you ever wondered why we believe in them? Why do tales of haunted houses, witches, and ghostly apparitions hold such power and sway over us? Psychologists argue that our belief in myths and legends taps into our deepest fears and desires. Legends give us a way to make sense of the unknown, whether it's life after death, the nature of evil, or the consequences of breaking societal norms. These stories act as a cautionary tale, warning us of danger and reinforcing moral boundaries. One psychological theory explains this, called cognitive dissonance. When faced with uncertainty or ambiguity, the brain often seeks to resolve the tension by creating narratives or myths to explain the unknown. This makes us more likely to believe in legends that offer a clear, often supernatural explanation for strange occurrences. Another reason we cling to these legends is their social function. Sharing ghost stories and urban myths, particularly around Halloween, is a way to bond with others. These tales create a shared experience of fear and excitement, enhancing the feeling of community. And finally, our beliefs in legends is reinforced by the availability of heuristic, a mental shortcut where we judge the likelihood of an event based on how easily examples come to mind. For example, after hearing about someone supposedly tampering with Halloween candy, we may start to believe it's more common than it actually is. Ultimately, Halloween legends thrive because they play on universal human fears. Fear of the dark, the unknown, and the things that lurk just out of sight. They connect us to an ancient past, where stories were used to explain the unexplainable. And even in the modern world, those fears never quite fade away. Legends and folklore help us make some sense of our fears, and Halloween, with its long history of superstition, is the perfect night for these stories to come alive. Whether rooted in fact or pure fiction, these tales remind us of the power of a good scare. So this Halloween, as you go out into the night, remember, some legends may be more real than we think. And as always, we leave you with this reminder that once you go into the dark, you may never be the same.
On a dark night, when the moonlight's high, we gather around the fire telling stories, oh my. Talk about the haunted house on the hill, or the black cat's curse gives us all a chill. But deep down, it's more than just a fear. We believe in what we see and what we hear. Yeah, we love the thrill, love the mystery, but these legends say something about our history. Oh, why do we cling to the unknown? Why do these stories feel like home? We're drawn to the dark, can't you see? These legends, they're a part of you and me. 'Cause it's the legends